before there was Glock, before Beretta rewrote the rules of modern combat, before polymer frames and striker-fired obsession took over every gunfight in Hollywood history, there was Smith & Wesson, and for decades these 10 pistols defined what American iron actually looked like in the hands of detectives, soldiers, spies, and criminals on both sides of the screen. Let's start with the one that started everything. Smith & Wesson Model 39, 1954. The United States Army wants a new sidearm, compact, semi-automatic, double-action. Smith & Wesson answers with the Model 39. It's the first American-made, double-action semi-automatic pistol, and its DNA runs through nearly everything that came after it. Alloy frame, steel slide, 8 rounds of 9mm parabellum fed from a single-stack magazine. Thin, elegant. The kind of gun that disappears under a jacket. It didn't win the Army contract. The military stuck with the 1911, but Hollywood found it. In Magnum Force, the 1973 Dirty Harry sequel, rogue cops used the Model 39 to execute criminals. The irony is cinematic gold, the weapon of supposed refinement turned corrupt. Today, a used Model 39 will run you between $400 and $700. A piece of American firearms history for less than a night at a hotel. Smith & Wesson Model 41. This one isn't built for war, it's built for perfection. The Model 41, introduced in 1957, is a .22 long rifle target pistol, crafted for competition shooters who need absolute precision, all steel construction, an adjustable rear sight, a barrel that can be swapped between 5.5 inches or 7 inches, depending on the discipline. It is a surgical instrument wearing the body of a pistol. The Olympic shooting community embraced it. Law enforcement used it for training because the .22 LR round is economical and low recoil. On screen, it made a brief but notable appearance in the Deadpool, the 5th Dirty Harry film. Its current market value sits between $1,200 and $1,800, making it one of the more premium S&W collectibles in circulation.
Smith & Wesson Model 52. If the Model 41 is precision, the Model 52 is obsession. Chambered in .38 special wad cutter, a round so flat-nosed it punches perfect holes in paper targets. This pistol was engineered exclusively for bullseye competition shooting. Single action only, match-grade tolerances, every component tuned for accuracy at 50 yards. It entered production in 1961 and ran until 1993. Steel frame, steel slide, 5 rounds in the magazine. The Model 52 never went to war. It never needed to. Its battlefield was the shooting range, and there it dominated. A clean example today sells for between $1,000 and $1,500. It appears briefly in several crime documentaries and training films, but this gun's legend lives on the range, not the screen. Smith & Wesson.
The Model 59, the Vietnam era is winding down, but the Cold War is heating up, and American law enforcement needs more firepower. The Model 59 is Smith & Wesson's answer, a 14-round double-stack 9mm built on an alloy frame with a steel slide. The wider grip divided opinion, but the capacity changed everything. This is the gun that appeared in the Glitter Dome and countless police procedurals of the late 1970s and early 1980s. It also saw real-world use by Navy SEALs during covert operations, favored for its reliability and round count. Street price today, between $400 and $650 for a solid used example. It's the grandfather of the modern high-capacity service pistol.
Smith & Wesson Model 61 Escort. Small, concealable, 5 rounds of .22 long rifle from a pocket-sized package. The Model 61 Escort, produced between 1970 and 1974, was Smith & Wesson's attempt at the personal protection market. Aluminum alloy frame, blue steel slide. It fits in a coat pocket and disappears. That's the appeal. That's the entire pitch. It never saw military service. It was purchased by civilians, off-duty officers, and people who needed something lighter than a service weapon. Production numbers were limited, which makes surviving examples collectible today, running between $300 and $500 depending on condition. On film, it appeared as background texture and crime dramas of the era, the kind of gun you notice only if you already know what to look for.
Smith & Wesson Model 439. By 1980, Smith & Wesson began modernizing the classic 39 platform. The result was the Model 439, an updated, refined version featuring an aluminum alloy frame, an improved trigger mechanism, and a more polished finish. Still chambered in 9mm, still single stack, but smoother, more reliable, better suited to the decade that demanded it. The Model 439 appeared in Miami Vice alongside flashier hardware, blending into the era's aesthetic of understated lethality. U.S. law enforcement agencies adopted it widely throughout the 1980s. Today, expect to pay between $350 and $600 for a well-maintained example. It's the kind of gun that proves evolution doesn't always mean revolution. Smith & Wesson Model 457. Mid-1990s, the compact .45 ACP market is competitive. Smith & Wesson responds with the Model 457, a slim, aluminum-framed pistol chambered in .45 ACP, feeding 7 rounds from a single-stack magazine. It's designed to compete with the officer-size 1911 crowd while offering the double-action advantage S&W had always championed. The Model 457 appeared in several direct-to-video action films and American crime thrillers of the late 1990s and early 2000s. It has that muscular, no-nonsense silhouette that reads perfectly on camera. On the used market, it commands between $400 and $650, a compact .45 with a lineage worth knowing. The Model 459. This is what happens when you take the double-stack capacity of the Model 59 and rebuild it for a new decade. Introduced in 1979, it carries 14 rounds of 9mm and an aluminum alloy frame with an ambidextrous safety, progressive thinking for its era. It served with several American law enforcement agencies and found its way into federal inventories. On screen, the Model 459 appeared in the Terminator franchise environment, used by characters representing institutional authority being dismantled by something unstoppable. The symbolism writes itself. Today, a used 459 in good condition trades between $400 and $650. Dependable, underrated.
Smith & Wesson Model 469. They called it the Mini, short for minigun, S&W's own informal nickname. The Model 469, introduced in 1983, is a compact version of the 459, trimmed down for concealed carry without sacrificing its 12-round 9mm capacity. Bobbed hammer, shorter grip, rounded edges. Everything about it says, "Don't print under your jacket." It appeared in Lethal Weapon 2 and several crime dramas of the late 1980s, where its compact frame made it a credible backup or off-duty weapon for characters who needed something real. Off-duty police, plainclothes detectives, and federal agents carried it in the field. Current market value? $350 to $600, a hidden gem in the S&W catalog. Smith & Wesson Model 539. The Model 539 is the all-steel version of the 439. Same platform, same 9mm chambering, but where the 439 used an aluminum alloy frame to save weight, the 539 is built entirely of steel, heavier, denser, and with a slightly different balance in the hand. Produced in limited numbers from 1981 to 1983, it is among the rarer entries in the second-generation S&W lineup. Its screen appearances are limited to background roles in early 1980s crime procedurals, but collectors know it as a sleeper, a gun that costs less than it should because casual buyers overlook it. Expect to pay between $500 and $800 for a clean example. Among serious S&W collectors, the 539 carries quiet prestige. 10 pistols, spanning nearly 5 decades of American design. From target ranges to combat zones, from Hollywood prop houses to federal holsters, these weapons didn't just serve history, they shaped the visual language of what danger looked like on screen and in the street. If you made it this far, you already know what to do.
hit that like button, subscribe to Movies, Guns, TV Shows, because we're just getting started.